So back in the days, I would say in 2019, I got the car like that, but that time I paid all the money for this. So I think so that time it was 2018, it was black Audi A3 E-tron, and I paid about 26 or 28,000 for that car. It was kind of rare. I mean, it's still rare right now. So what I checked, it's almost 5,000 units sold in the United States between 2016 and 2018. And suddenly in 2018 they discontinued this car. They start producing e-trons itself, and but some sources saying they stopped production for the Audi A3 E-tron because of emission compliances, something like that. So they were not compliant, I think, with US market. But again, almost 5,000 units sold for 3 years of production in the United States. So probably in Europe they sold more. It's a plug-in, it's a hybrid, it's gonna save a lot of money for the gas. At the same time, it's so fun to drive because it's Audi. So basically there is a lot of cool technology and the packages. So this car got panoramic roof, I mean half panoramic roof, but on the top of that we got navigation, satellite radio, and on and on and on. So it's a fully loaded hybrid car, plug-in with 16 miles range. So it's a nice hybrid car, and I'm getting about 30-35 mpg when I'm driving as a hybrid, and 16 miles range on the battery only. It's really good if you have a charger at home. Like I do have a charger, and so I can drive it every day. It's not going to be enough for me for sure, 16 miles range, but it's a good addition for your hybrid car, that's for sure. So 16 miles range, that's enough for me to go somewhere to work, and after that come back maybe. So if it's like only 2 ways drive, 16 miles gonna be probably enough for me. But other than that, it's a nice hybrid car. Tons of options like heated seats, we got e-brake, it's electric e-brake, climate control, it's a dual climate control, panoramic roof, navigation, satellite radio, push start, keyless go, power leather seats, and 200 horsepower engine, 1.4 turbo. It is fast. I mean, the car is light, drives great, handles good. The only thing right now, what I'm feeling, it's 100,000 miles, and so the shocks are going bad. That's kind of normal. It's not falling apart. It feels really good. I mean, for the price range. Don't get me wrong, I'm not super fan of those VW cars, but for the price range, the car with this mileage selling for about 10,000, which is like the Prius price. But would I go with this Audi e-tron or the Prius? For sure I would go with the Audi. Even though it has some mileage in it, all those Priuses, they do have mileage also. It's a bigger car, but if this size more than enough for my daily usage, Audi e-tron, it's not a bad choice, that's for sure. And I'm gonna show you and tell you one interesting part I found out recently. The price for the parts just insane. So basically one of the part outside the car gonna cost almost half of the price at the auction. So let's talk about range. 16 miles range. So right now I'm going about 35, driving through the city. Car feels good, engine not running, and it's pretty powerful, to be honest with you. So the original engine has 1.4 turbo, 200 horsepower. It's fast. And look at this beautiful option as a half panoramic roof, but still not bad at all. So the quality of this Audi, it's actually good. The leather seats, maybe the driver's seat itself a little bit kind of worn out, but it's not worn out and it has holes. It's just the leather itself. The shape of the seat for 100,000 maybe lose itself on the bottom, but in general I still have the side support not worn out, and it feels kind of comfortable. I mean, kinda, because I'm kind of big guy. So drive select, what we can choose? We can choose as a comfort mode and dynamic, individual, comfort. So I'm gonna stay on the comfort mode. Same time, there is an EV mode I can change on the EV itself. So it could be hybrid, use battery charge only, hold battery, sustain battery charge, charge battery, increase charge level. I mean, I'm gonna drive on the EV mode only. That's why let's check it out if it's gonna be really 16 miles range. So right now I'm on the 14 miles range, and I just passed 2 miles. So 2 miles pass. As I'm driving through the city with AC on, I'm gonna check actually if it's really 16 miles range, or it's gonna be like, I don't know, 10 or 8 miles maybe on a 16 miles charge. Second part, what I don't know yet, maybe I have to charge it several times until it's gonna go back to normal. But there is a battery level, there is a gas level, and there is a battery level. So when the car is charged fully, I have 2 bars missing from the battery level. Again, I'm not sure if that's something to do with charge, discharge, charge, discharge. I have to do it several times until the battery gonna go to the shape where it's gonna be full, or that's the sign of the dying battery, like for example Nissan Leaf has. So when you have fully charged battery on the Nissan Leaf, but you have the other bars, the one that shows battery life, and that one never gonna go bad, never gonna go back if you're losing 2-3 bars from the battery life. So again, I'm not sure, but I think on the Audi, since I have a fully charged 16 miles range, it's exactly the same what it shows in the book. I think that one is gonna go back to normal as soon as I'm gonna do it, like several charges, discharges. So on 100,000 miles Audi e-tron, what I can tell is bad. I cannot say the engine transmission feeling weird. It feels like might need a motor mount or transmission mount, because sometimes it's jumping. Again, you might not gonna recognize it, because I'm super picky, to be honest with you. So I'm kind of picky person, and when I'm driving used car, I'm always trying to feel what's wrong with that. So engine, transmission, motor mount, suspension, if it's pulling left, pulling right, the tires making noise or the wheel bearings making noise, constantly trying to find the problem. But that's the reality of my life, because I'm always driving, most of the time I'm driving used cars, and that's why I'm trying to figure out if the car needs work, and if needs work, how much I need to spend on that. Because, for example, there is a difference, and you know that there is a difference between worn out tires, the one that might gonna cost like, I don't know, 50, 60, $70 for the good used one, or 120 for the new one. Or there is a wheel bearing, and the wheel bearing going complete, or it's going the bearing itself, or it's a wheel cap, it's an all-wheel drive, so how much labor I have to pay for that, and the part itself, and the time, how long this car gonna stay in the shop. So that's why what I can tell right now about this Audi, looks like for sure one of the motor mount and transmission mount needs attention. It's not completely dead or bad, but I can feel that play. And on the suspension on the back, I can hear there is kind of bouncy, so I think it's either sway bar links or the shocks itself. But looks like it might be not the shocks, because it drives okay just when I'm going over the bump. So I can feel that, I can hear that tiny kind of weird noise. So it looks like that's the sway bar link. Other than that, I like it. I mean, 9,000 for this Audi, if you're gonna compare to the Prius, for sure I'll take an Audi. It looks much better, feels much better. It is and, and it's an Audi, so it's not Toyota. Premium brand, right? Premium. So what's crazy about this car, the headlight, and that's what the body shop told me, because the place I'm taking the cars for detail, it's actually same place as a body shop. So there is a big body shop, and they're working with different type of customers, right? So and the guy told me, recently we've been fixing this car, and because the car itself discontinued, so they've been selling this car between 2016 and 2018, but it's actually in 2018 they sold only 141 or 200, something about 200 cars for the whole year. And in November, Audi discontinued production of this car. So basically, because it's discontinued, body shop cannot find the parts, and they've been trying to find used headlight on new one, and the only part they found, it was a used headlight for 2,500. Isn't it crazy? I mean, the whole car 10,000, for example, you're gonna find a deal. Or if we're talking about super low mileage, super nice clean Audi e-tron, you probably gonna pay about 15,000 right now. But if we're gonna talk about this one for 10,000, so the 10,000, that's a whole car, and only headlight gonna cost 2,500. So insurance company, they paid for that, but same time, I don't know, they probably put as a good quality used 2,500 for the used headlight on Audi e-tron. That's something I cannot even imagine. Insane. So how many miles I pass? It's actually, I passed 5 miles, and I've been driving about 35 40 miles per hour, and my range shows 10. So 5 miles pass, and the full battery was 16, and right now I'm on the 10, and there is a Lucid Air next to me. I don't like that car. But I like this Audi. For 10K, I would buy it all day long. That's for sure. And I have AC on, and my music playing, and it's almost up to numbers. So 5 miles passed, from 16 range, I went down to 10. Audi, why you stop doing this cool thing? Not e-tron itself, the e-tron with the engine. We need more of those cars. Please bring it back, please. The shifter e-tron. I like, actually, to be honest with you, I do like the quality. I do like the way it's been made. And even though this car used to be brand new, how much? 40,000, 41,000 MSRP. So it's not cheap at all. And if you're going to compare with Prius, for example, Prius been going for 30,000, or if you check in RAV4, that's much more. But again, if we're going to check the hybrid, whatever the new, so it's going for 30, the cheapest one, and the better edition with leather seats, about how much? 35, 36,000. Navigation, how easy to use all of this stuff. The map itself, it's easy, but the navigation itself, it's always not easy to use, so you have to type it a lot of stuff. And all this, the dual climate control, that's a nice option. And all the plastic, all these materials and paint, I like it. I mean, it feels solid, it feels really good. That's just the way used Audi e-tron looks. The steering wheel, kinda sportish. So again, if I'm comparing this car to any other hybrid for 10K especially, the Audi, it's gonna get first place. Nothing else. I would say with that range, with that MPG, you can buy for that price. Look at the master switch. Look the way they made it. I mean, it is a German quality, it is a German parts, that's for sure, but it just feels so good. It feels like really premium hybrid. So on the cluster, I have several sections while I'm driving it. So number one, I have a charge, right? That's basically when you're pushing the brake or releasing the gas pedal, it's gonna go on a charge mode for the battery. The range shows 9 miles, so I've been sitting a little bit with AC on. And next section, I have efficiency. So efficiency goes up to 30% of your engine power. After that, I have a power mode that goes between 30 all the way to 100, and after 100%, I have a boost mode. So boost mode, basically, it's going to be over 5,000 RPM for the engine, and that's the time when the whole power of your battery and your engine gonna kick in. That's the boost time. Look how quiet this car is. 40 miles per hour right now, and it feels so good. I mean, I like it, to be honest with you. It's a small, nice car. It gives me a lot of efficiency, and it's just so cool to drive it. I don't know why I have this car for sale and it's so cool and I'm not driving it daily. That's the question I have right now. And probably after today, I'm gonna keep driving it because I do have a charger at home, so I can charge it overnight, and at least I'm gonna save daily 16 miles. 16 miles. So basically the gas tank, I'm gonna use it, I don't know, half gas tank for a week. That's insane. And but in reality, again, if you do have a hybrid plug-in, you're not gonna do it during the day. So basically you might gonna charge it during the at home or at work, or if you have a plug-in somewhere, you're going to the shopping center, but for sure you're not gonna stand in line with other EV cars just to charge it for 15 miles. They're just gonna kill your time for nothing. But it's an optional. Again, that's super good option. If you drive in the hybrid with 30-35 mpg and you have ability to charge it, why would not charge this car? But same time, again, you're not going to spend your time in a huge line to charge your EV car. That's what's happening in Los Angeles. There is a huge shortage on the charging stations, and a couple times actually this week I've been calling Uber, and one time the guy on the Tesla picked me up. He's been kind of complaining because he's saying, you know, there is more Teslas right now on the road, and I'm doing Uber every day, and it's hard for me to get to charge the station and to charge it right away, so I have to wait. And actually at night he was saying again same thing. At night it used to be so easy, less people, but right now there is the food delivery guys and the Uber guys. They just go in at night and try to charge it, and been going on a trip again and again. And the other guy who picked me up on a Lexus, electric Lexus, he's been telling me about the amazing deal he got for lease. And he was telling me exactly the same thing. I'm living in an apartment complex. Even though I got a good deal on this car, I didn't know it's going to be so complicated to charge this car. And there is a lot of people in line waiting for that. So I just cannot wait anymore. And he's kind of struggling. But when you get in the Audi e-tron like that, and it's a hybrid plug-in, you're not going to struggle to charge your car. You just can drive it as a hybrid. That's it. So the trunk compartment, it's pretty big, I mean, for such a small car. And what I like a lot about this cargo area, this small, cute little light at night, it helps a lot. So there is no tools available. I mean, some tools, they are available. And we got this, so it's a glue and the air pump. That's it. There is no spare tire because we got the battery. So the space, again, you can drop the seats. It's gonna be a lot of space in your car if you need it. So right under the hood we got this 1.4 turbo 200 horsepower engine. And what's interesting about this, I mean not about inverter, but what's interesting about the engine, so the engine itself, you can buy it with warranty at the junkyard for about 1,000 or 1,200. But what you cannot buy for $1,000, that's the headlight. 2,500 for the used headlight. I think it just super too much. It's like out of space, those prices. But again, if they sold less than 5,000 cars over 3 years in the United States, how many still on the road? Not much. And the question for you guys, do you know where's the charger for this plug-in? Who knows? Put in the comments below right now, and at the end of the video I'm gonna show it to you actually where it is, because right here we got the fuel door, and there is no door for the charger, right? So the front fenders, nothing. The front end, the other side, no charger. So only the gas door. Where is the charging port on this Audi A3 E-tron? So the charging port on this Audi e-tron plug-in is sitting actually right here on the front grille. And it's kind of cool. I mean, I didn't see any cars in the United States available like that. I mean, the Nissan, maybe the Kia Niro, what is it, Niro, right? They have it on the side. Again, it's not the same, but if nobody knows, nobody see that before, you're not going to be able to find it. That's for sure. I've been asking several people, try to find a plug-in, and they could not. They could not. That's so interesting engineering about this port, and actually a couple buttons, right? When you charge in the car, or if you want to put the timer and charge it later on. That's the whole mechanism for this cover. That's interesting. And also let's talk about the interior itself. Look how nice it looks when the car is white and it has brown interior leather. Again, all the switches, I mean, it's such a small thing like the power window switch, right? But same time it looks so cool. And power seats for the passenger, heated power seats. They're not cooled, but they heated. It works perfectly fine. So back seat and the passenger seat, actually, I wouldn't say this car has 100,000 miles plus on it, because it's in a great shape. So the driver's seat may be a little bit worn out, just a little bit, all the plastics in a great shape. This one, I mean, there is nothing to like wondering, wow, that's super nice option. They just it's just design, but same time we're talking about the car for 10,000, less than 10,000, right? So the screen popping up from the dashboard and all this controller. I mean, again, for me it's kind of unbelievable you can buy that kind of car in the shape for less than 10K. The back seat, again, look at the condition. I mean, it's just great. What about the space? Can I fit myself on the back? Yes, I can. It's not actually bad at all. I'm feeling okay right now. So what do we got? Some extra pockets, and we got an access for the cargo space. Panoramic roof. I actually can control it myself if I want to open it or I want to close it. Same time I can open the glass itself. It's a nice, cute little car, and I would say, I would ask Audi why you discontinue such a great hybrid. I have no idea. I would keep producing it and try to beat all the competitors like the Prius. I mean, I believe in 2016 when they came out in the market, it was much higher on the quality and on demand than BMW i3. What was it that time? It was a Chevy Volt, BMW i3. So the Priuses, that's for sure, and the Audi. So from the premium brands, I would say what used to be BMW i3, everybody was going crazy about it. BMW i8, it was super expensive. And this one, e-tron hybrid, that's something different. So it doesn't matter if you like Audi or you don't like it. It's just a cool option to have a hybrid these days, especially when you live in Los Angeles and your gas price is going between 450 all the way to 750 in some areas in LA. And this car for less than 10K, I believe it's one of the great options. For sure, you might gonna say, you know, what if the engine gonna fail? What if the battery gonna fail? Or something else is gonna fail? If you buy the used Audi, especially if it's a hybrid or plug-in, for sure you have to find out about the mechanic shop who's going to take care of this car. And again, as I was asking my mechanics, you know, in case there is something going to happen with this car before it's going to be sold, or we're always offering the customers, you know, our shops, because they offering the best prices for us. And they say, you know, there is no problem. I mean, all those parts, they are available at the junkyards. And again, if it's a headlight, it's so expensive, but most of the parts like the suspension, there is a lot of aftermarket. And if you need something like the engine or transmission or the battery or something else, junkyards, they do have it. So if less than 5,000 cars sold, it's not on a high demand as the Priuses. Like some parts, again, they might gonna hold on that and say, you know, I only one on the East Coast or only one on the West Coast who has this part. But most of the time, they would get rid of those battery or inverters, especially for this car, because who's gonna buy it? If not this guy who called in to buy the battery, why would I, you know, say 3,000, 5,000? It's pretty affordable to get that. And the whole idea of the used hybrid these days for that kind of money, I think Audi gonna beat it all. Even though it has mileage on it, but car in a great shape, and the whole idea of the Audi hybrid plug-in, I think I like it a lot.